I never really thought of it even being a career or anything like that. I just genuinely just wanted to create stuff.
I'd say I was inspired first by my grandparents. My grandma would be crocheting like scarves or blankets and all type of stuff.
What keeps me going is the promise I gave myself to be an example of Black luxury.
What inspired me is just the lack of long pants.
The showroom I worked with in order to get into retailers told me that it would be more difficult for me to be picked up if they knew that I was a Black-owned brand or if I presented myself as too urban. Safe to say I left that showroom, and I think that's another part of just your story, like learning to find your voice and stand tall in that space. I am Nigerian. Naija no dey carry last, which means we're never in last place. So just that in itself, kind of gives you an idea of, our strength of perseverance. And my dad's Austrian, let's not count him out.
Copy.
Coming up in Richmond, Virginia at the time, creating your own clothes, was considered too feminine. A lot of people didn't understand. So I learned how to sew through my father. For him, he used to, sew his work pants to fit better. It wasn't creativity. It wasn't I guess you can say it was creative, but at the same time, it was it was more just structured to tailor to fit for his job. And that's kind of where I sat and learned how to do it. Sometimes he'd get too tired, coming home late from work, and I do it for him. This is definitely not your average button-up. It has different ways of tightening up around your waist or your chest. Rock, Kiss vibes. I wanted to fit in with the cool kids, so I would, design things from out of my closet or upcycle things from out of my closet. And then over time, it just kind of grew its own legs.
Everything started back in my hometown in New Orleans. Grandmother, after school, she'll bring me to thrift stores and stuff. And at first I thought it was boring. I used to stay in the car, and eventually I started going in, finding cool pieces or cool jeans that I thought I could use as a base. Made some pants that I really wanted. And I pretty much started wearing the stuff that I was making. Everyone would be like, where you get that? I want some. Can I buy them off for you? What size are those? And that's pretty much how my making clothes journey started.
We moved around a lot. It was literally just me and my mom. We landed in Brooklyn because that's where her sister was. I didn't really expect to be here that long, and I would ask her, when are we leaving? Because it was very hard for me to make friends, just having, an accent and just feeling out of place. The only way that I saw myself bridging that gap was through my style and in the pieces that I would wear, regardless of it being from Goodwill. Having a sense of style gave me confidence, especially as being an only child and not being from here and not feeling like you fit in anywhere. Getting that acceptance for what you're doing or what you have on, I just really wanted more of that.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Well, I've always had a love for denim. Ever since even when I was 4, I was wearing Canadian tuxedos. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. New York, you know the vibes, Denim has always stuck with me. What kind of invited me into distressing it and making it what it is now, I just love otherworldly things, and I feel in the world you normally see a lot of clothes with perfect seams, perfect lines, and I was everything can't be perfect, and even if it isn't perfect, it's still beautiful.
The concept of creating a piece, a lot of times it can come from chaos. It can be a lot of fabrics and a lot of different embellishments in front of me, and I kind of just deep dive into that.
When I design, it's really just me. I let my phone die, and I really don't speak to anybody because it helps.
And I just start grabbing fabrics, start working with one fabric, throw it to the side like, nah, it's not what I thought. Grab the next one, sketch something out.
It's just you, the four walls, and your talent. I have a cat, so it's actually me and my cat. It's not just me. It's me and my cat Chicken, and she watches me sew for hours and just make magic.
Just designing out of love, you design out of sorrow.
Finding a way to express yourself when you feel like misunderstood or you feel out of place has definitely translated into me being a designer. And I find that we do that, like all artists do that. That's the reason why we create art. Hey girl, what you doing in Mexico City?
I am working on samples for the next collection. We're trying to have 60 SKUs, which is definitely the biggest collection I've ever done.
That's huge. The 5 Change of Fashion designers, including myself and Nia, have a group chat in which we come in there for questions, support, outrage. And the best part about it is that there's no ego and we're all hilarious.
And I want to take credit for starting the group chat and naming it.
Period. It's gonna be exciting watching everyone grow and like tap into each other.
I can't wait to see what we all accomplish in 10 years, where we're going to be at, where our companies are going to be at, how we evolve, because I'm always rooting for all of us.
It's a blessing to even meet those designers, and I thank McDonald's and We Are Golden for the opportunity also.
Because at the end of the day, like these platforms that McDonald's has enabled us to be a part of, like you have to really speak from your heart and let people understand who you are and where you came from.
The fact that we are so underrepresented, especially in the fashion industry, when most of our ideas are being used right now on runways. They take from us and they put it out there and they don't even give us the credits.
Don't be afraid to pull out of things that aren't serving you. Know your power. Your power is in your talent.
Find the team and the community that's going to support you along the way, because it's nearly impossible to do it by yourself.
The fashion family is definitely like stylists, other designers, photographers, models. They definitely want to be involved, want to see a brand grow, because if the brand grows, then everyone else around it grows.
Got a great therapist and a great accountant and a good lawyer.
We are the blueprint.